Today's workshop is titled Mobile Journalism. This session will run approximately for 60 minutes, so it will start at 4:30 and end at 5:30. We currently ask that all mobile phones are placed on silent. And now, without further ado, let me all welcome with Mr. Yusuf Omar to the stage.
All right. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
Thank you so much for joining us here again today. Thank you so much for having a second session together. This is going to be a real foundational session, a real beginner's session in mobile storytelling, in how to shoot, edit, and produce entirely with a mobile device. Right? As I said in the previous session, it's like a Ferrari in your pocket, and most people are driving in first gear. This is my colleague, his name is Omar.
Yeah.
Just to give you guys an idea on the kind of, and you guys can make sure you got audio. You got a car, or you got a cut. Just to give you guys an idea on the kind of quality that you can achieve with a mobile phone, right? The cinematic values. I obviously film a lot, I film my whole life. This is an example of a video, a little short travel video that I filmed actually about Noah. Let's have a play with this. This bit, you can play the little video right up, thank you. Let's go.
This is Noah, and he's nomadic. He doesn't have a home. He lives in hotels and he's traveling full time. He's flown on 12 international flights in 12 months. Hello, friends. His mom's Samaya and his dad is good journalist. What's been your experience living in this household? And maybe being a digital nomad is the best way to raise a kid in 2024. Travel is the best on vacation. The world's changing fast.
So you can do really professional quality stuff with a mobile phone. That was shot in 3D footage. You can actually watch it in a headset and it's volumetrically captured. In this session, I'm going to show you the very, very basics of how I put together a story with a mobile phone.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah! Sounds good. And Noah's going to help me. So let's start with filming. The most popular kind of video that you see online today is basically just a talking head. It's somebody with something that they want to say. I tend to film, never do I use that selfie camera. Because the quality of the front camera is not as good as the back camera. So I'm always filming with this camera. But the problem with this camera is, it sometimes looks a little bit close, right? A little bit too much attention, too much detail, it's a bit tight. And obviously it's quite difficult to see what you're filming because you don't have a screen. The most easy thing that I find is pressing that 0.5 button and shooting a wide angle.
Yeah.
And I film basically everything wide angle. So you literally I'll be like something like this. Hey, I'm at the Global Muslim Creator Summit in Istanbul. Say hello everybody, assalamu alaikum. We are having an amazing time. We are looking at content creation and publishing, and I'm showing them how to do it really easily on a mobile phone. So that's exactly how we shoot something. 0.5 angle, rear camera, arms length away, keep it really real, really raw. And I like to talk like I'm on a FaceTime call, like I'm speaking to a friend. I hope that the delivery that I just did there is very similar to the way I'm talking to you and the way I will be conversing with you outside. I find sometimes in the way people present themselves when there's something on camera, it totally changes. Become very formal, very serious, the tone changes. We've all been watching news anchors for such a long time, we try to emulate that. And mostly for me, I find not the same for you, but if I have a script, I completely destroy it. Then I'm trying to remember the words, and I'm like trying to hit each beat, and I miss something, I have to start again, it just doesn't work. Instead of that, just go into it saying, like, what are the 2 or 3 points that I want to get across? I want to hit this, and honestly speak for your heart. Speak from your heart. And I know that sounds easier than it is, but it's so much easier for me than trying to remember a script. So I would take a video like that straight into a platform like CapCut. If I show of hands, anyone using CapCut? Okay, about half of you guys. It's a really comprehensive storytelling tool made by TikTok. And I'm going to chuck some subtitles on there, like so. And it's going to take a couple of seconds. It's going to automate those subs. And that's it. All of those subtitles are in. I actually don't like the style of those. They're a bit boring. So I'm going to see what other styles we have. Noah, you enjoying your milk? He wants his mic to tell you guys. Yo. My co-founder and I fiercely disagree on this. So, like, one school of thought says build a definitive style that is comprehensive and coordinated and, professional. But if you look at the biggest channels in the world, even like Daily Mail, sometimes BuzzFeed, they can be quite ad hoc, to be honest. Like their pages are gross mess, their feed is not coordinated, etc. I personally don't think it matters that much. Like story is king, context is king. Whether the subtitles are yellow today and blue tomorrow, like nobody actually cares that much. Obviously, like I think long term it's good to have a cohesive strategy in place because it just becomes more distinguishable, I suppose. So I put the subtitles down. I would then generally put a music beat down. So I'm just going to grab the first thing that comes along. Apologies, I haven't necessarily found a halal beat for purposes of demonstration. And I'm going to grab that. And that's pretty much all I want to do for purposes of that. I'm just going to export that. And that's pretty much done. And you'll see I dropped that music beat down like 90%. Feel free, just like these sisters, ask questions. It's a real kind of worship session. Yeah, exactly the same. They're all identical thing. They're all identical. Edits are actually, social media platforms tend to reward the products that they're putting out. You'll notice when people edit from the edit app, it says edited with edits. So I believe it's quite beneficial to kind of our work in progress. And I'm going to basically put this up. I'm going to say workshop. I'm going to say, where is my text? That's weird. Let me try again. Discard. Oh, I want to get rid of that. Hold back. Oh, anyways, did you guys put audio on? We are having an amazing time. We're looking at content creation and publishing, and I'm showing them how to do it really easily on the way off. Cool. And that's it. I basically put that up. Like, that's fine. I'm not very precious. I didn't even check the subtitles. Probably a little bit loud on the music side there, but I think the speakers are playing a little bit. Generally, like here on the side portion. I would most more often than not add music in-app, not in edits, in CapCut, because you want to leverage viral trends, viral video, that kind of stuff. Okay, cool. So that's basically how we do back the video. On the top, I just say, hey, like a single line subject matter, and like across my feed, literally like these are just yapping videos. Like there's no cutaways, there's nothing. It's just a viral track. I'd say most of the most viral things that I've done have literally just been a single take to use camera. Again, that wide angle, etc., etc. Okay, cool. Next, I want to show you guys how easy it is to put together a more structured piece of content. Something that has a start, middle, and end, cutaways, these kinds of things. Now, we're going to do this one in landscape. When most people are filming, if it was my mother or somebody, the mistake that they make, they're like, hey, I'm at the Global Muslim Creators Summit, it's an amazing conference, and they just kind of meander around. What you actually want to do is you want to be still, generally, as a filmmaker, at least the weakest on gimbal, and you want to let the action happen in front of you. So I might be here, and I'll go 1, 2, 3, and I'm actually using that pause feature. I don't know if you guys use the pause feature. And I might come in closer. 1, 2, 3. And if you're taking notes, I'll get you scribbling something out. And then she's nodding in agreement. Wow, he's saying really smart things. And then I might get a shot at the back of the room. Back of his head. Like so. And that's about it. And then, so that's my cutaways. And then I basically go. So the game has changed enormously when it comes to filmmaking. You now do a lot of it with a mobile phone. People are taking notes, they're trying to understand where the future of journalism and storytelling is going, and hopefully they end up doing the same with their own devices. So I'm going to show you a few different apps here. I'm not promoting any of them because I don't get paid to. They're all exactly the same. I'm more just trying to show you the workflow. So I'm going to open up this is called this is called LumaFusion. It's got, what I like about it is you can have 4 audio channels and 4 video channels, and you can export from the app to Premiere Pro, so you can start on phone and end on a laptop, which is really helpful. But literally, watch how quick this is. I'm going to put this here, I'm going to put that there. Sorry, let me do that again. I'm going to put this, I'm going to put this track here. What I like about this app, by the way, is that you can drag from your camera roll without having to plug in every time. And cool. I'm going to drag that there, and I'm going to delete the audio on this. And then I'm going to again just add some audio. Banging away over there. Okay, I'll show you down here. So look, I'm just going to hit turn the audio here a sec, guys. Yo. Oh yeah, it's my no worries. It's like, this is breaking our microphone. We need to use this bit. No, okay, so here, check this out, guys. Photos. Overlay on top. So the game has changed enormously when it comes to filmmaking. You now do a lot of mobile phone. People are taking notes, trying to understand the future of journalism and storytelling is going, and hopefully they end up doing the same with their own devices. Right? And so that game has changed. That's basically how a conventional story is put together. There's an A-roll, which is you speaking. There's a B-roll of people capturing visuals. B-roll on top of A-roll, and then you create a piece of content. But it's a little bit more complicated than that, and I want to go through the complexity. So the first note is, don't do this. I told you guys, get locked off shots. The second thing is, most amateurs only film wide. The entire, when an amateur does this footage, everything looks like this. But the really, really good footage is actually the details. It's about going, like, we start with the wide. This is the wide shot. We then go medium. That's the medium shot. 1, 2, 3. We then go close up. Right? You then get an over shoulder. And then you get a super close up. What we're doing is laundry list right now. Right? So that is how you create a sequence. You need wides, mediums, tights, close-ups, all those things came together. You didn't even realize that the video I just showed you had all those things in it. The other thing that works really effectively in video is a sequential sequence. Any story that you could possibly be shooting, whether it's these people that are doing revert stories, like whatever story you're shooting, whether you're a plumber, you're a builder, you're a food, there's a sequential series of steps that happen. Like if you make a coffee, for example, what's the first thing you do? You get the coffee beans, you fill up the kettle, you boil the water. You boil the milk. Ooh, fancy. Boiling milk. But yeah, exactly. It's a linear sequence. and it's exactly the same with video. So I'll give you guys an example. Can I get you, Josh, as a volunteer? So Josh, stand up for a second. Round of applause to Josh. So Josh, come down here for a sec and pretend like you are running late for this workshop. So we're going to start with the wide shot. Okay, Josh, so when did you see? Oh, he's late. Okay, pause. Cool. And then I'm going to say, because it's filmmaking, I'm going to come back. And this time, I'm going to do it over the shoulder. So 3, 2, 1, going. Pause. Okay, now he's approaching the seat. I'm going to do a medium shot of the seat. 3, 2, 1. Cool. And then I need to kind of just made it. So, one more time. Okay, cool. And bring that all in and say to cap that. Do a new sequence. And I got 1, 2, 3, 4. And he goes in. I'm just going to trim. Coming in. Sitting down. And closing that out. Put some music on that. Ooh, dramatic. Like this looks, I hope, it's a very elementary beginning session, but I hope this helps you understand how sequences come together. Because you don't see it when you're actually watching it, you're like, oh, actually, this is not what they did. They created little sequences. It's like really appealing to watch. Like, watch this. It's like a little film. So, here we go. Okay, so let's try now and tie this all together. Some of you guys are paying an agency maybe £2,000, and I'm going to show you how to do it. They do £2,000 in 2 days. I'm going to show you how to do it in about 5 minutes. Sounds good? So let's do a story. Anyone wanted to share their story? Anyone in the room? Oh, awesome. Jump up here. Round of applause for our volunteer. Now, if you guys got that sore, we're going to cut it in half. No, I'm kidding. All right, cool. So what I tend to do is, most people will sit here and in 5 minutes, they'll conduct the interview. And the problem with that, especially on mobile devices, is so much footage to do it, or even like 1 hour interview. I would prefer to have a chat, understand what the story is she wants to tell, and then find a creative way to shoot that shot and then visualize it. So let's start with what's your name. Can we get a mic for Asya? Okay, so your name's Asya. How old are you? And what story do you want to tell us, Asya? Let's keep going. Oh, you're from Omar.
Yeah.
How cool. First time?
Yeah.
And what was the experience like?
It was like very fun.
Thank you.
Very fun.
Yeah? Why?
Because we did something fun in America.
What was the most memorable thing you saw at the prom?
The cabin.
Duh. Okay, now ask a different question. What was your best memory? What was your best memory?
Touching the cabin.
Yeah? What did it make you feel like?
Happy.
Okay. And have you experienced any changes in your life since you came back?
Yes.
How so? How do you feel different?
Because one person cheated in Paris. So we.
One person cheated where?
So this is the story. So mostly, so there was like a competition in Paris. So they had a competition who like the drive and stuff. They get the highest points. They go to like Rwanda. So then he won, and then later they said they changed that we're gonna do another one, and that was cheating. And then the other person, named Mahmoud, he went higher, which was cheating.
It was just defending Mahmoud M. Sorry. Okay, let's call it wrong.
What?
Okay, so some guy, we're not gonna name.
Yeah. So like he was cheating. So then my mom and me, we prayed and we worked hard, and then one of her friends said that it's time to pack up because we're gonna go to Umrah in 10 days.
Wow! So you got to go anyway.
Yeah, because Allah answered the dua we wanted.
Alright. Okay, so wasn't expecting this. One set up, this is very juicy. Let's film the story about the resolution not being A, who cheated in the test, won the trip to Omar, but then the tables turned and you're in the way from Omar. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Alright. Your name was?
Asya.
Asya. Alright, so basically, this is how I do this. This is a really fun experiment. Alright. So, I find the best, because it's quite a lot to consume here, right? What she just described is a lot of scenes, and the challenge of the video is twofold. One, if you don't have a plan, you are going to film for 5 hours Asia's story, right? And two, even worse, if you don't have a plan, you're going to film, and then Asia's going to need to go home, and you're going to get to edit, and realize you missed one of the scenes. And it's not like text, and it's not like radio, where you can fill in the gaps later with words, or you can type it in. If you don't have the video and you don't have the interview, you don't have it. So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to start with the storyboard. You guys are familiar with the kind of storyboard? I have been in this game 16 years, and every single story I still get out pen and paper and I storyboard a story.
This definitely looks like tic-tac-toe.
Asya, you good? Okay, so Asya starts with this amazing prize, the opportunity to potentially go to Makkah, right? That's the stakes. Remember what I said earlier in my speech? You need some conflict. But, what was the but?
Someone sold it.
Well, no, the but, yes,
I sold it.
but first you have to do a test, right? A contest. What was the contest? What type of contest?
It was like the competition for like the Umrah. They said on like work hard, like
It was
work
for
hard,
referral.
and like
It is up?
The highest referred person, like the person who referred the most people to the organization, would win a Umrah.
Got it. Like referral marketing.
It was for people, yeah, it was marketing. It was like a marketing.
Okay. So, but let's just call it, for now, let's just call it a test. There was a test. And she wins, they cheat and he wins. I don't have to get to the details.
Basically, competition ends, we won, and then 2 days later, while one of the competitors was still competing, even though it was not, they basically said, hey guys, guess what? We decided to re-extend the contest that was already ended 2 days ago. And
Okay, got it.
yeah, so
Okay.
for those 2 days, I don't want to do anything. That influencer was still getting the number, so no one was aware.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Great. Okay. Okay, so this is not exactly what happened in the story, but for purpose of description, let's go with it. So what I've done here is I've drawn up a storyboard. We've got scene number one, there's this opportunity, right? That's the desire, right? There's a stakes, there's a hook, you get the opportunity to go to Makkah. Scene number two, but there's a winner and a loser, who's gonna win? So now there's already stakes in the line. Oh my god, I gotta find out how the story goes. Then we win! Woohoo! Then Asya finds out that the guy extended the deadline, cheats, he actually gets the prize. She's very traumatized, she's sad. But mom and the community say, hey, just pray, and if Allah wants you to go, you'll go. And win! She ends up going for a run, right? This is a very clear storyboard. Does that make sense to you guys? Now I have an instruction guide in order to create the story. I'm going to start with the interview, and then secondly, I'm going to do the cutaways, okay? Literally in 5 minutes, I'm going to produce a little video together of first experience. So let's start with the opening line, which is cartwheel, which is, I heard about, the school said that we could win a trip to Makkah.
School?
Was it the school? Who was it?
No, it was just, I don't know, Mama
Let's just say there was a competition to win a trip to Makkah. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Okay, do you want to speak on camera or should I speak for you? Just say there was a competition to win a trip to Makkah. Let's see that. The sun rays is not right on, and let's try here. There was a competition to win a trip to Makkah. Say it loudly, shout at me. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Awesome. That's scene number 1. Okay, now explain to me how excited were you when you found out that you won? Okay, cool. And then tell me about how sad you were when you found out that the guy cheated. Cool. Round of applause for Asya. So, here's a really interesting note for you guys. Interviews, Asya was amazing. She's so charismatic, she speaks so well. Interviews, you should let the subject tell you the emotion. I can't tell you what it felt like to experience winning. I can't tell you what it felt like to experience the cheating. I can tell you, as the presenter, as the voiceover, as the company, as the authority, I can tell you the facts. So whether you're an NGO, a financial organization, a producer, a storyteller, a creator, you deliver the narrative structure and take people along as quickly as possible, because if I ask her to do it, she might take a prolonged period of time to do it, and leave your interviewee to deliver the nuggets, the heartfelt bits that I just can't say because I'm not that person. Does that make sense? It's a really important note of how you differentiate what you say and what they say. So Asya has given me enough to work with, and now I can fill in the gaps. So, there was this incredible opportunity where a young person could win a free trip to Umrah. But then, Asya had to first do some referral marketing. And guess what? She actually won. She was going to win a trip to Umrah. But then, the deadline was extended, which was against the rules. And another kid won the trip to Umrah. But her parents and the community said, you just pray and thank Allah, maybe the opportunity will open up. But then, when she least expected it, she found out she was actually going to Umrah, and it changed her life. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do, these two are having a blast. I'm going to go and I'm going to put these back to back. So we're going to use CapCut for purpose of ease. And we're going to start doing it. You'll be amazed how these two structures are going to come together. I'm actually going to do it in a new one because I prefer it. So check this out, guys. We're going to start a new project. I'm going to start with her footage. I'm going to start with my footage. And I'm going to cut me up. You can do this on any app. Turn up the holidays. And guess what? She actually won. Cool, I'm going to cut that in there. Let's find her bites.
It was just a competition to go to Mecca.
There was a competition to win a trip to Mecca. Say it out and shout. Ready? Alright, I actually put that in much earlier. There was this incredible opportunity where a young person could win a free trip to Umrah. And I'm going to put that right in there. Like so.
It was just a competition to go to Mecca.
There was
a long time, even my mom. And then I was so sad, so then my mom said that we had to pray and then that we had to pray.
What's that in there?
So then my mom said, and then I was so sad, so then
But parents and the community said you just pray and thank Allah, maybe the opportunity will open up. But do you see what I did with how I repeated her narrative in my words, but I've made it so that it's very easy to create this linear structure?
Mom said that we had to pray, and then my mom said that what do you do in this Torah? You do what you have, and you leave the rest to Allah.
Oh, that's so beautiful. So that fits in nicely there. And then I'm coming out of that. But then, when she least expected, she found out she was actually going to Umrah, and it changed her life.
So we worked hard, and then one day,
Oh, perfect.
hard, and then Allah. So we worked hard, and then one day, her friend told that it's time to pack up, or leave in 10 days.
Perfect. Okay, so that's coming in at minute 17. I've got what I think is a coordinated narrative between them. What is this? And now, just for time saving, I'm going to chuck. Actually, let's do it with you. Let's get you and your mom having a quick hug. Go, give her a big hug.
Very nice idea.
A big squeeze. Go for it. Alright. And now let's get you sitting down on the stair. And now you're having a good cry. Not bad. Alright, and let's do one more. Mom, can you get a shot open of Makkah on the phone, please?
I'll show her Mama.
Oh, perfect. Oh, perfect. Oops, again. No, that's perfect. This is a real life demo, guys. Wait, take it. All right, cool. Nice one. So I'm just gonna chop those in right now. Noah's really found a friend.
Competition to go to.
But then, alright, so I'm going to, for purposes of demonstration, I'm actually going to grab some of the other shots that we used earlier. This is not the funnest stage ever. It's like a kindergarten in this room.
So then I noticed that we actually won. So then a little bit.
Asa had at first to do some referral marketing. And guess what? She actually won.
So then I noticed that we actually won.
Okay.
So then
So that's the winning. For the winning, we're going to get our hugging mom. Let's find that shot. There we go. So we're going to cut the action. We're going to take that. Like that. She was going to win that trip to Umrah. But then the deadline was extended, which was against the rules. And another, we're going to have the amazing award-winning performance of the crime. Like so. Sorry guys, I know it feels tedious, but I promise you it's a lot less tedious than the days and weeks that this can take traditionally, if you kind of have a plan. And then we're going to take that, like so. Seconds. That's as long as.
So we worked hard, and then one day, her friends were it's time to pack up, we're gonna leave in 10 days.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna take a chance and just export this as it is. So export. Hey, this is either gonna go really well or really bad. We're gonna see in a second. So I'm gonna export that. You guys said this is a gymnasium. Two of you. This is a gymnasium.
Okay, fine.
Okay, so we're exporting this. Nice job. And then I'm going to take it into CapCut. I'm going to put subtitles down because 70% of the audience not listen to audio. I'm going to put music down and I'm going to export it. And inshallah, we should have a relatively comprehensive story. There'll be a little bit of glitches, but it'll be alright. Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think the style that I'm showing you, I mean, the professionals can come with the interviews and like how much I'm going to shoot, but the style I'm showing is actually quite a conventional narrative. It's one or two interviews, overlay, A roll, B roll. It's the kind of edit that you're going to see on a television production, etc. It's almost like the standard structure. So I'm kind of starting the standard. And I think in that respect that it's one of the more timeless kind of ways of telling a story. Alright, we can do it. And we're going to drop that right down. What is this incredible opportunity where a young person could win? Okay, let's have a go at this. I think it's going to be good. If this works, it's like the tradition that cuts the person in half. This will be the grand finale. If it doesn't, we're going to one part and say we want our money back for the conference. Yeah. When you import the video, yes, in the Fusion it did. Even in CapCut or edits, you can select detach audio. Yeah, super handy feature. Super handy feature. Alright. Very important. I mean, obviously, some people, depending on their, religious beliefs, they might not want to, but like, it's very important. It's like it basically serves it to other people that have been listening to a similar track, and that familiarity and everything. Alright, let's check this out. What is this incredible opportunity where a young person could win a free trip to Omar? But then, us as the first to some referral marketing. And guess what? She actually won.
So then I noticed that we actually won. So then I literally just start like,
she was gonna win a trip to Omar. But then the deadline was extended, which was against the rules. And another kid won the trip to Omar.
I literally started crying like for a long time to my mom. And then I was so sad.
But her parents and the community said, can you just pray and thank Allah, maybe the opportunity will open up.
Mom said that we had to pray and then my mom said that what do you do in this time? You have and you leave the rest to Allah.
But then, when she least expected, she found out she was actually going to Umrah, and it changed her life.
So we worked hard and then one day her friend were that time to pack up, we're gonna leave in 10 days.
Alright! And it was awesome! Alright, so I hope you got a whole bunch of things out of that demonstration. I hope you saw that if you want to shoot sequential in order to the verbs, people are doing something, there's a progression of actions. In her case, she's managed to read her mother, we had That's the first thing. The second thing is I hope you guys appreciate the diversity of shots, tight, medium, wides. Third, I hope you notice that you're able to conduct an interview, isolate the particular bites that you want, and then shoot those. It's sometimes very hard to deal with an hour of footage. You just want key lines that are interesting to you. Fourth, as a presenter or a storyteller, you fill in the gaps in the narrative and let her portray the emotions, the joy, the excitement, the tears, the frustration. It's the same for being a refugee. I can tell you the story about how it took me 75 days to reach this location and you had to leave everything behind. I can't tell you what it feels like to have to leave your brother or sister. I can't tell you what it feels like to leave home. Let them tell those emotions and you drive the narrative. And then I hope you can see how easy this can come together in a structure where you've got that A roll of me and her speaking, intercut, the B roll with the footage on top, the subtitles on top of that, and then the music down below. And in the case of like 5 to 10 minutes, you can put together a really cohesive story. That's the end of the formal presentation. I'm now just going to take questions. Jazakallah. Yo. No. A-roll being the people speaking to camera, the interviews. B-roll being the visuals. Yeah, sorry, not, it's, what you're describing is even more complex. Yes, yeah. No, for purposes of this is just visuals and audio. Good question. How do you go from like kind of this like rough around the edges version to something more pro? I think being a lot more structured with your filming, and that's really locking off stuff, being very static, being very deliberate with movements. I think another major thing is so like the way she ran to her mother, I want to catch up from 5 different directions. And I want continuity is very important. If she runs up to her mother and she hugs her with the right hand first, in my next shot I can't have a hug with the left hand. Right, so I want to make sure continuity runs through that narrative. And I think probably just the structure of the interview. It's a whole bunch of things that have to put together.
For example, you're doing a documentary.
Yeah.
How much of B-rolls should a documentary video contain? Do the audience need to see me speaking more or more of the B-rolls?
It's a great question. So most of our clients are NGOs and financial organizations, so I can speak to some point of experience. We work with like World Vision, Oxfam, Islamic League, Plan International. I'd say on a 1-minute video, at the very least, you probably need about 30 shots on the premise that 10 of them might not work out so well. And the change shots each every 2 to 3 seconds. I think the percentage of you versus on camera, it largely is dictated by the quality of the stories of the visuals. If the visuals are compelling, truly compelling, then we would probably not cut to you that often. I'm only really using you on camera as a connective tissue between ideas, or if I simply don't have anything to overlay. But nowadays as well, especially on socials, with split screen, yes, you see what's happening there. But by and large, I'm going to leave the visuals. I'm going to leave the most compelling visuals. For sure. But what you don't want to do is wallpaper. Wallpapering is where the editor is now trying to cover the whole thing with visuals. And that doesn't work well either. You have to write to visuals and shoot visuals to words. These two things have to be married. You'll notice when I did my piece to camera, I said some people are writing things down because I had a shot of one of the assistants writing something down. If you have a line that says the economy of South Africa is booming, you need shots that represent moving. You need cranes in the sky, you need construction work. You can't have somebody, an old granny crossing the street. Your words and your visuals have to match each other. Yeah, I hope that helps. Question after that. This is a really engaged audience. Any more questions? Is the mic working, guys?
Hello.
Yo.
I just wanted to ask, how did you choose to put the clip in it, like the clip of the person who's sitting here? How did you choose this clip to be at that moment in the video, like the overlaying of the girl's song? You know how you put the sister over here?
Oh, you mean
how
the
did you
song?
choose her be on that moment?
Yeah, that's a good question. Like in this thing you're talking about, right?
The other thing is like really sense that this is not
No, it made no sense at all.
That's fine.
I would go as far as say, from this point to this point, none of that made any sense. That's what I mean by wall decorating, where I was just trying to cover. But in answer to your question, sir, like, that's where I get a lot more custom. So if I had to go through this, so that answers a great question, which is, you know how I did this process for you guys? And I showed you these chapters of the story? If I was going to do this professionally, you guys hired us to do this production, where we actually get your field workers to shoot themselves and beneficiaries, I would double click into each of these segments and I would shoot 12 to 20 shots of that segment. So just to give you for argument's sake, let's zoom in on the Makkah opportunity. Okay, just slide 1. So what I would do, I'm really glad you asked this question, this is an important one. I would go, so let's make that the grade for Makkah. I would go something like, for example, I was on my laptop, I saw this opportunity, I would then be like, wow, this is so cool. I would then be like, oh, let me tell my parents. Do you understand? So I would have custom done 20 shots of that particular scene. So this board is more like a shot list, whereas that other board was more like this is more like a chapter board, whereas this would then become each shot within that chapter. So I suppose what I'm saying is, you can actually split this off into something like 50 or 60 frames. That's how I shoot my stories. I literally have 50 or 60 frames, and then it's like a recipe. You can go into the shoot and you can tick it off. Sweet, got it. It's so much easier. Yo.
So, an awesome session. I get how this works with certain types of content.
Yes.
What about content that is more like educational or something that's usually what people talk in here? So you are just conveying information and trying to keep that engaging. How could you do all this with that kind of content?
There's lots of ways. I think there's an easy way and a hard way to approach it. The easy way to approach, and the hard way is probably better when people are off. The easy way to approach it is to look for existing trends and video formats that people are conveying, and then utilize that for the purpose of what you're trying to describe. So I think you're explaining like an explainer video from an expert, right?
I do like.
Give me an example of the story.
So I do so my content is very much sporadic content. So I'm giving like a tafsir on the verse or something like this, and it's kind of quite rich, and you're trying to give structure and information. There you can search the channel.
Go into my Islam folder. Keep going.
You're trying to kind of convey structure and information, and a lot of it is giving that knowledge, but I can't really see how you storyboard that. I can't really see what content.
Yeah, I would more think about it in terms of like different ways that I can like format that structure all together. So, for example, using AI to bring those scenes to life. I saw this really cool, interesting piece this week, which was a depiction of the Day of Judgment, which was kind of like, it was very weird. It was very like Japanese.
ثم تسمع النداء الذي كانت تسمعه في القرآن طوال حياتك.
Or I think in that space as well, I've seen really, I'd have to workshop it with you, but like, I would literally map out, outside of the Islamic vertical, what are 10 ways people are explaining things that have absolutely no visuals, and then I would approach it that way. And that might mean like, how do I convert the tafsir into a debate format? How do I convert it into street dawah? Something like that, you know what I mean?
Okay. I mean, I'm happy to look at the content if you want, just to for it, but yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
We can do that offline.
Let's get a goal on it. I'd love to. Come here. Walaikum salam.
So the access to the Sinatra to post the file on Instagram. So is it really important like that we have to go for the analysis, the dashboard of this one? Because
Is it one that's close to what, sorry?
we just posted like assets to the right now that you just made right now. Is it that much necessary to go to the dashboard and the professional analysis and stuff? Because I've been posting content creation about advocacy and this stuff for the past 2 years and a half. And like I'm trying to observe other content creators with millions and millions of followers on their accounts. So they are divided into two parts. So for the first part, they are just saying, open the camera, just talk, edit, and boom, post it.
Yeah.
The other part of these content creators are saying, we have to do the analysis to check the retention, is your hook good or not good, and both are doing good actually. So I don't confuse this one. Do I have to do it or don't I have to do it?
Look at analytics.
The dashboard, like professionally analyzing this.
You get different types of people. It's, you know, the scientist, Casey Neistat, he never looks at analytics in his life. Like, I think it would certainly be harder not to look at the data, is what I would say. It would certainly be harder not to look at the data. Because really, what is this an exercise in? It's an exercise in basically initially spray and pray. You're going to put up a whole plethora of stuff. You're going to be very, not precious, is one of the very important things. Don't be precious, just put it up, and you're going to look at the data and see what works, and you're going to do more of that. And without that process of publish, review data, publish again, you're kind of flying blind, in my opinion. Any other questions? Single camera interview, yeah?
Single camera interview
Yeah.
with the subject. How would you do your video? Would you do shots afterwards of the subject?
Yeah, that's a great point. So the question is, if you guys are doing a single camera interview with the subject, so if I'm going to say two of you guys are chatting, how do you deal with B-roll? The first thing I would say is I wouldn't have the two of you in shot for the whole thing, because if you're interviewing this gentleman, 80% of it is him speaking, right? So I would probably actually lock on your camera here and just get his bit, and then I would get 20 seconds of you guys like on a tripod or something holding it, of the two of you guys chatting, because that's cut away, and then even when he's gone, you can still film your questions. Do you know what I mean? Even if we waste his time, you can leave, you can still ask questions. We do this in back in television all the time. That we had one camera and a second camera or the questions take. And in terms of the cutaways, I've been getting the hands, I've been getting your nod, I've been getting his nod, all those kinds of things. Oh, yeah. That was more like, are you talking about the two,
The first one's kind of like highlights and the other one
yeah, the one was chapters, the other one was visuals. The one was like, what is this, the structure of like, who said what and where is this going? The other one was within each of the chapters, what do we visually see? What are the 10 or 12 shots I need to capture? And as I said, it's a recipe. Once you got it, you literally go out in the field. Because without that, it was so blind. He was shooting a story, like, I don't know how much to film here. I don't know when to start, when to stop. And the anxiety of going back into edit and not having a particular scene is the worst thing.
Do you have any advice for someone who's very good at this? Do you have any advice for someone who's new to this about when you're populating that scene by scene storyboard, what kinds of images to populate for each of the chapters? So you said there's 10 to 12 images per chapter. What are the things that someone should keep in mind?
That's a good question. Colorful is very important. Oddly satisfying is very important. There are certain things that you watch that are just satisfying. Somebody pouring something, mixing something, stirring something, something being created and finished. It can be, I know I've got 5 minutes left, but I want to use it on an example for you. This was the first, I can't believe I'm showing you this. This is the first viral video I ever did. It got 6 million views in 6 days. It got 6 million views in 6 days on Facebook. But it answers your question so well in terms of like what B-roll to capture. I'm going to play it and I'm going to take you through the video. Apologies for urination opening. Urinating. Sorry, this for our understanding, this was also shot in 2016 on like an iPhone 4, so it's not great. Are you here and I don't get in? All of us here. I got you.
This place smells like urine. Hello,
The other thing is a Facebook that focuses on spot fixing. Spotting ugly parts of their town or their city and fixing it. It's about the broken window theory, that if an area is ugly, but if you can make it beautiful, people will look after it. suddenly coming to life. Like, you're not actively being like, oh wow, I didn't realize what's happening, but it's like oddly satisfying. So oddly satisfying because it's not all those stuff. It's oddly satisfying, it's colorful, it's slightly weird, it's a process. You'll see something progress as the story goes along. All those things, these guys are untimed, I should have been staged. All those things come together really nicely. 1 minute remaining. Okay, I'm gonna rapid fire these. Go, yep. How to what? How to not be precious? Oh my god, it's a $1 million question. Ask a therapist, not me. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know that. How do you not be precious but exactly still? I don't know.
I know you mentioned this already, but like, what are some other common things you notice people do wrong? Like, what are some things you're like, if most people do this, just don't do this?
They almost always NGOs start with a logo. It says Islamic Relief, and then it goes in. They always start with Assalamu alaikum. My name is Brother Muhammad Ismail, and today I'm going to be talking about the regulated Islam. Who cares? Just get to it. There is a group of pregnant women in Somalia, and their babies are going to die unless we do this. You know what I mean? Like they waste so much time with introducing themselves, then the location, then thanking the community for having them, and then finally saying, let me show you inside the clinic. If you haven't given me a reason in the opening 3 seconds to give you my time, I am gone. And then of course, what industry do you work in? Education. I think education, philanthropy, charities, they often have this white savers and more complex as well. So I think those are the big ones. But the main one is just so boring. Yo. Okay, let me say 2 more. Okay.
When you're putting your son's video together, the first one that you showed us, we realized that at different locations there was kind of the same shot. Did you do that with intention?
Oh, I was cutting between them?
Yeah.
That was just a stylized movie. It's called a match cut, where you're trying to find 2 shots that look very, very similar and match between the 2.
Yeah, and did you know you were going to make that video prior to shooting, or did you just shoot it as like, and then put it together later?
That case is more vloggy, putting it together. You are so Aussie. I love it. Guys, just up a lot. I'm going to stick around afterwards outside if there's any questions. Please come and grab a Palestine t-shirt from me. Make any donation you can. All funds go to support journalists. You guys are 100% of it. Please don't send me home with any t-shirts. Jazakallah. Thank you so much.